Before we get into this video, just a quick reminder to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you won't miss any of our future content. All the following footage was color graded using Adobe Premiere Pro and our LUT Packs. Now this is not a tutorial on using LUTs. What we're going to show here are before and after shots so you can have a good visual reference of what log looks like compared to the graded footage. There's really two main reasons to shoot log, but before we get into that, all this footage was shot 2K anamorphic using a Moondog Labs Anamorphic Adapter. We shot FiLMiC Pro LogV1 and we used an ND 1.2 filter to help bring the shutter down to a more manageable speed. You want to be closest to 1/48 as you can. And lastly, this video was uploaded in its native widescreen aspect ratio. We did not letterbox in 16:9. The YouTube player is letterboxed, but we uploaded in the full widescreen aspect ratio. So as I was saying, there's two main reasons to shoot log. First is to get the most dynamic range out of the footage, the most latitude for color grading, what you're seeing here. The second reason, especially on an iPhone, is to give your footage a more cinematic look. It just softens the image, but in a good way. It takes that electronic edge off, along with the glass, like the Moondog Labs Anamorphic Adapter. That helps a lot too. So those two together, that combination, you can really create some nice cinematic footage. So you can really see the difference between the log and the color graded. Obviously, log footage is flat. It's almost a soupy look. A lot of log is even more soupy than this, like Red or Canon or Blackmagic. FiLMiC Pro Log is a little bit more contrasty in log than most logs we're used to. So just be wary of that when you're shooting. You want to try to hit the exposure the best you can. You really can't lift those shadows up. If you lift those shadows up, they'll get noisy. And speaking of the noise, log footage can often get noisy if you're not careful, especially in low light. Shooting outdoors, this footage is not very noisy at all. Indoors is a different story. We've actually gone to where we shoot flat more than we do log now, and especially on interior shots. But the log outside is still a really nice option. And by the way, all our LUT packs, they work with FiLMiC Pro Log or flat. We found that the profiles are very similar and they look good, and our LUTs work with either. Now this shot's a good example of dynamic range. You've got the bright sky, you got the bright water, and then you got the dark shadows in the trees. And when it's color graded, it holds up really well. Another angle of the trees and the water, again, holds pretty well. You always got to be careful with the highlights, no matter what kind of camera you're shooting on, but in particular one like this that shoots 420 8-bit. Protect for the highlights is what they normally say, and you can pull them back a little bit, as you can see on that guy's shirt. Now right here, this person's hat is a little bit blown out. You really can't pull that back. You can see it more there in the log. We pulled it back some in the grade. This shot in particular shows a really large difference between the log footage and the graded footage. Nice rich colors. Blue sky tilting down, good saturation, really see into the water. The tree line looks nice. This boathouse shot's a tough shot. Bright sky, dark trees, holds up pretty well. Similar to this shot, you're starting with the dark water coming out from under a bridge. And as they paddle forward, we tilt up and reveal a bright sky Hard for any camera, but in particular an iPhone. If we wanted to get really fancy, we could go in and do a sky replacement here, but that would be a different topic for a different video. Just to recap, the reason you shoot log, typically speaking, is to get better dynamic range, more latitude, and then to create more of a cinematic look. And this shot's a great example of that. You've got good latitude for bending it around in post-production, and it has a very nice cinematic look. And just one more reminder that all the LUTs used in this video are available to buy on our website. Selling these digital products helps us keep this channel going and gives us the ability to create more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.